Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. In today's video, we're going to be sublimating on some wood rounds from Amazon. So they look like this. So they're fairly thin, but a sweet couple friend of mine, Roxanne, and her husband Curtis, she actually has a YouTube channel, is Beach Bungalow Sub Shop. Such a sweet couple. They let me in on a little secret that you can sublimate on these Amazon wood rounds. So pretty cool if it really does work, and I've seen it work. They showed me a picture and it's pretty awesome that you can sublimate on something that is fairly low cost and that isn't as high as some of the sublimation blanks that you might find. So we're going to test it out today and see how it works. And I have heard that the design is a little bit muted, but we're going to test it out and see if we can figure out how to get it a little bit more vibrant. I did do another round and I put some polycrylic on this one. I just brushed it over the top and then lightly sanded it. So we're going to try sublimating on both of these and kind of see how they both turn out, if the polycrylic makes a difference or if it's good to just have like this. So pretty cool project that you can do for such a low cost. So I figured we would test it out today. And I also printed out my design. It's just going to say hello pumpkin with a cute fall background. Can you guys tell I'm in fall mode right now? Totally in fall mode right now. So we're going to go ahead and test these out and see how they work. I'm really excited. I put my heat press to 385. From what I've heard, a lot of people do 400 degrees, but I've always kind of liked 385. It makes my designs a little bit more vibrant. So we're going to test that out and just see how it works. And if we need to up it to 400, we will. So let's go ahead and get on into this project. So what I'm going to start by doing is just cutting around my design, and then we're going to put the wood face down on top of this and then tape it together and then add our butcher paper. So a trick when you're working with rounds like this and sublimation, always make your design slightly bigger than your wood, because if you do that, that way you have a full bleed. As you can see, I just made sure that my hello pumpkin was going to fit inside of my round, but always make it slightly bigger. I usually go about 1 inch larger. Now I'm just going to lay my butcher paper down, one piece on the bottom, and then I'm going to put my wood round flat down onto the press. Make sure it's in the middle so you don't have it hanging over or anything like that. And then I'm going to put my butcher paper right on top, and then we're going to go ahead and press at 385 for 60 seconds. Okay, 60 seconds is up. Oh, it came up with my press. Okay. Now we are going to peel it up. Oh, it's hot. So it looks great. Only problem is smells like popcorn.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna take this off. All right, so here are the results of the two that we just did. So the top one is at 385 for 60 seconds. And I stopped, as you can see, I stopped the video and I said, okay, I'm gonna have to go do 400 degrees because the lettering is green and you can't really tell by the way that the camera is picking it up, but it is like a dark green. But I guess what it could be entailing is it's just duller, because, you know, like I said, there's no coating on this wood at all. So anyways, I decided to stop and do 400 degrees. And as you can see, it did make the color a little bit more faded. So honestly, the 385 was better results than the 400. So, I mean, it's hard to tell, but the lettering and the background is more vibrant in this one than it is on this one. So let's go ahead now and try the poly coating and put it in the press and see how it turns out. Okay, one thing I did want to mention that you probably want to grab if you put poly coating on it is water and a cheap like Dollar Tree sponge, because they say that the paper usually gets stuck to the poly coating. So we're going to go ahead and just test that out and just see if it makes a difference. Okay. Let's see how the polyester or the poly coating made it. Oh my gosh. Okay. It looks better, but there is paper at the top. So I'm gonna take my sponge and I'm just gonna lightly go over the very top where it got the paper on it and kind of wipe that down. Okay, it looks so much better. Can you guys tell how much more vibrant that is? Okay, so let's go ahead and go over our results now. So the first 2 rounds were done just right out of the box, nothing done to them whatsoever. The first one is 385 at 60 seconds. And as you can see, well, you can't really tell because the camera's not picking it up well, but the letters are very green. Hard to see on the camera, like I said, but the letters are green. So I thought maybe we should try 400. And I did 400 at 60 seconds. And it was honestly more dull than the first one. So I knew that 385 was the correct temperature. I just needed to figure it out from there. So that's all I did with the plain wood rounds. The next one I did was the one with a light coat of polycrylic on it, the Minwax polycrylic. And then I took just a sanding block and I just lightly went over my whole round with the sanding block and it worked. So this was done at 385 for about 65 seconds. And as you can see, the colors look great. The letters are the right color. The Hello Pumpkin was supposed to be black and it is black. The background looks super vibrant and it definitely works. I'm really excited. I'll go ahead and now share with you guys exactly what I did to create this look so you can do one too. Oh, and I also wanted to go ahead and mention the first 2 did warp slightly, as you can see. So that is not something I would want to make and sell. So for some reason, the polycrylic coating one did not warp. But what I would do to fix it is while it's still warm, I would go put something extremely heavy on it to kind of flatten it out. I have another heat press that I'm not using. So I would probably just put that in while it's warm into that heat press and close it up, and then it will flatten it out a little bit more, and we can at least try that out. But I just wanted to mention that for some reason those 2 warped slightly and this one did not. So I just wanted to mention that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how I put the polycrylic on it and then how I sanded it, just so you can get like a full tutorial on how to do these. So like I said, I have my foam brush with polycrylic, the Minwax, and I just coated the whole thing. And luckily you can see like the spots that are wet, so just coat the entire piece. And I just thought of something like really cool that you could do with these. You could make first day of school, like little signs that your kids could hang so that your kids could hold. So I'm gonna make 2 for my daughters, and I'll also include a picture or maybe even show that in this video just to kind of practice a little bit more and make sure that this method works well. All right, so my wood is dry. It's been maybe like an hour and a half, not as long as I let them sit last time, but it's okay, we'll test it out. Next, I'm just gonna take a piece of sandpaper. I think this is only, this is 100 grit. And normally, you know, I think any grit should be fine. I normally do 120, but 100 is fine as well. And then I just take it and slightly sand over like this through the whole board. Okay, so it definitely took, this last time took a little bit more effort getting the paper that kind of stuck off of the wood. But the reason why I think is because I didn't let my polycrylic sit as long as I did the first time. So I would definitely recommend letting the first polycrylic coat that you put on your wood sit for a while, and that way you don't have the paper residue, because I didn't have hardly any on my first piece. Okay, now I'm gonna go over them with my polycrylic one more time, and then they will be finished. All right, so here are the results of the signs. I think they turned out so good. These two had great results as well. Like I said, I definitely next time would just let the polycrylic, cure a little bit longer, but they still turned out great. And I already put my final coat of poly on there. So they look so cute for the kids to hold on their first day of school. And don't you just love how this full bleed pattern turned out? It just looks so good. So sublimation can definitely be done on wood rounds, you guys. All you need is just a little bit of polycrylic and just a little bit of time, and you can get some great results. All right, you guys, so I guess that wraps it up for this video. I hope that y'all enjoyed it. I had so much fun getting to try something new. Like I said, I've had that wood sitting around for a couple of months, and I've been waiting to do it. I finally got the chance to do it. So now you guys need to go out there and get you some wood rounds and sublimate on some wood and make some cool projects, and make sure to send them to me and let me know how it turned out for you. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.